I don't know, guys. This is my first rant. If I, go off topic or anything, that's because I'm disabled. If you go through the same thing, you'll probably realize what disabilities I have. Anyway, what is it with transphobes or homophobes and stuff like that saying, protect the children, protect the children? Protect the children? What do you mean? How are people like you supposed to protect the children when the reason why trans children have a high rate of suicide is because of you guys? You can't even accept the trans community as a whole, so why do you think that you would have the power to protect a kid, especially when they're trans themselves? What are we talking about? How, are we kidding? Protect the children, protect the children. Oh my goodness. We have to protect the children because the people because gay people and trans people want to groom the children. Meanwhile, cisgender straight people are over here trying to groom little kids. Cishet people. There is literally an organization or something, I don't know, a group of people called Gays Against Groomers. Are we being serious? What I hate the most, and then what I hate about, oh gosh, I can't speak. What I hate the most about the transphobia and the queerphobia, all this stuff, all these phobias against people of the queer community, the LGBTQ community, is that some people are literally hypocritical. What do you mean you're pansexual and you're biphobic? What? Wait. What do you mean you're omnisexual and then homophobic? Are we unless you're omnisexual but not for the same gender, or anything under the bi category that's not homosexual in any way. You know what? We're not even going to go into orientations. Why are we even fearing these people? Why do we fear people because of who they like and how they identify? How am I ambiphobic when I'm a demi-boy? How am I transphobic when I'm transgender? That's the worst. How do you have a fear of your own community? If you're having a lot of trouble figuring yourself out, I can see where you're coming from, but there are different ways to do this. But if you're fearing your own community, knowing that you're in that part yourself, what do you mean? Are we, is this a joke? Are we kidding? Because, there's actually some people who are in the queer community who's against it. I'll see where you're coming from if you tell me why you fear this community while you're in the community. Oh my goodness, you're trans. oh my goodness, I hate trans people. And then the transgender, and then the transphobic slur, like trans slur, something like that, and like slurs. And then there's hate for xenogenders. Wow. Like, how much xenophobia are we gonna have? And no, xenophobia isn't like, oh my goodness, you're scared of xenogenders and you're making a whole fuss about it. No, it's not strictly xenogenders, rather xenophobia, xeno for alien, or alienated, and stuff like different. You hate it when people are different. You're scared of different people. Xenophobia is basically the umbrella term for all phobias related to identity, expression, gender, like an overall person. Like ethnicity and race and anything that has to do with a person possibly would fall under xenophobia, because xenophobia is the definition of something different, your fear of something different. Why are we afraid of black people, white people, indigenous people, Native Americans, Asians, anyone in the entire world? Or people who are gay. People who are gay, bi, lesbian, trans, xenogender, non-binary. Like, why are we scared of each other? And then some people complain, why isn't there straight pride? Are you getting killed for being straight? Are you being kicked out because you're straight? Mom, I'm sorry, but I have a boyfriend. You don't have to say that. Because you're straight. Unless your parents would not like you dating. And, like, do you get bullied for being straight? Are you scared to be straight? Never scared to be straight, right? Because no one gets criticized for being straight. People are getting criticized for gay marriage, while no one, there's people criticize gay marriage, but then only talk about, wow, she's a whore when she has a body count of 30. I don't know, that's an exaggerated number. That could be possible and kind of disgusting, but in my eyes, people are literally boycotting, but then people want to boycott Target over a rainbow flag. Rainbows. We're threatening to boycott companies over a rainbow, but then we let things be when there's heterosexual sex scenes somewhere. I don't know, but why? What's so wrong about being gay? What is wrong about being homosexual? What's wrong with being transgender, transsexual? And no, transsexual does not mean you are attracted to people who are transgender. Rather, you have officially, transitioned? I actually really don't know. like, maybe you have, like, the urge to become the other sex or the other gender. Possibly the other sex because transgender, transsexual, I don't know. But, like, why? Why are we so mad when two boys kiss? But then, like, why are we boycotting things over a rainbow while we sit there and let people have intercourse in public? Why? And then medicine, I was just watching this guy talking about it. What do we mean? What do we mean we're taking away gender-affirming care for trans kids because we're transphobic? What? What do we mean? Why are we so hateful that we're taking away? Why are we taking away gender-affirming care? Why are we even taking away health care because someone is trans? Say you were born male and you're like, hey, I don't really like this body. I want to be female. All of a sudden you're getting bullied. You're getting beat up. You're possibly on the verge of death. Yes, I go very far with these things. I go off the deep end. So sorry. If you don't like that, you can, like, go into another video explaining this stuff. Why are we thinking that trans people are the problem? And yes, some are actually problematic, but so are cisgender people, heterosexual people. Like, how are people bad for being themselves instead of something that's an actual problem? Like people said, there's bigger fish to fry. This has been going on for 12 minutes. I've been ranting for, like, almost 13 minutes about, like, why, like, fear. Just fear of people who are either heterosexual or transgenders, transsexual, non-binary, gender fluid. Why do we have 7. I need to shut up. Anyway, what are we talking about? Why do we think there are only 2 genders? Why are we telling people who are non-binary? Or let me put this into better words, because non-binary is a spectrum or an umbrella term instead of just no gender. Like, let's say, why are we telling someone who is agender that there's only 2 genders? Hello? There's only 2 genders. That's it. You're telling this to someone who's agender. I fear that someone who's agender experiences no gender unless they are demigender or actually prefer to be labeled another way, or they have, like, it's all personal, so we really don't know. But, like, let's say someone who is fully agender, no gender experience at all, and they feel that way. Possibly rare, possibly common, we don't know. And someone comes up to them and says, there are only 2 genders. Let me just get to the point. How are you telling someone who has no gender experience that there's only 2 genders? Like, if there's only 2 genders, then they're neither. of them. What are we talking about? That person will not experience those two genders if there's only two. A gender is not a gender. Well, if you got that spacing right, then you would know what I meant by that. Sorry. But, like, are we kidding? Why are we telling someone that's non-binary that there are only two genders? And it would make more sense if you were to say this to someone who's gender fluid, bigender, pangender, like experiencing more than two genders, like more than one or two genders. This would kind of make sense. Well, like, not even kind of make sense. It would make more sense, but I would still not agree, because gender is not sex. It does not equal sex. Gender equals, like, gender is gender identity. Sex is what is, like, how you were born. Someone could be a girl who likes boys and identifies as a girl. Cishet female. Someone would be born a girl, would not feel as if they were female or male. They would be how they would identify through those conflicting times. Some might be non-binary. Some might actually see that they fluctuate between neutrality. I don't know how to say that. Or, like, neutrality and femininity. They would, like, fluctuate, and they might either say they're gender fluid, bigender, girl flux, woman flux, girl flux, woman flux, however they'd want to identify, demi-girl. Why do we have to make such a big fuss? A fuss bigger than me over gender. You guys are actually so ridiculous that a planet has to come down and talk to you guys about this. This is actually insane. Why are we doing this? Why are we murdering people over the tiniest things? Why are we hurting people because they just exist and they realize, hey, I'm not a girl, I'm not a guy, I'm neither, and I now feel like I'm both. Why are we getting mad? So frustrated. It's foolish, guys. Absolutely foolish. I have talked for 19 minutes. That will not be shown for you guys, but I've been talking for 19 minutes about phobia, fear, just people. Well, I hope this video finds you well. Why the heck did I use well in the same sentence? This has been a little over 19 minutes and a half from my recording time. I hope you guys feel a bit motivated to, like, I don't know, speak out, make your first commentary. Bye, guys. It's been approximately 20 minutes.